Uh, Eddie Harris went on to, from shooting war pictures to actually doing a lot of covers.
Eddie Adams,
Eddie
actually.
Adams. He actually had a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger with a little rubber duck. He
That
had
was so cute.
a picture
Yeah.
of President Reagan. Neither of these are my favorite guys, but lifting weights.
Mm-hmm.
And he also shot a lot of footage for Penthouse, as he describes it, before it became real raunchy.
Yes.
And he talks a lot about how he would shoot these models, how he
Yes.
would take a few days. He would never let the models know that he found them attractive. So I think he was trying to pump them full of anxiety. So he thinks he could get better pictures. Do you want to share any thoughts on that sequence?
I think for Eddie, he was quite a shy man. He, had a great gruff exterior, but I think underneath it all, he was quite shy. And he says in the movie that under no circumstances would he ever sort of touch one of these models, put his hand on her shoulder or anything. And he found that it made it work for him, that if he acted as if the girl were just a vase of flowers or, just an object, for the first day he would just shoot her very objectively, and she would then try to be more seductive on camera. And he said by the second day she'd be a lot more relaxed, knowing that he was this shy, photographer. And by the third day you would have these incredible pictures because the girl felt as if she could trust him totally, that he wasn't some kind of lecherous photographer.
There's a lot of talk in the movie about him being a gnarly guy. He swears a lot in the movie.
Yes.
Some of those words we can't say on the air.
Most of them.
But what was he like? Because he clearly had a really warm side. Was he as a rough guy, a hard partying guy as they make out? What was your impression of dealing with him? Because you dealt with him before he passed away.
I think that Eddie had all of the great characteristics of the best fictional hero. He was courageous, he was smart, he was tormented, slightly handsome, and most of all, I think he had integrity. I got the feeling that if this guy gave you his promise, gave you his word, he would stand by it, come, heck or high water.
Susan Morgan Cooper, I'm going to ask you one more question before we run out of time. I'm going to go back to the film and back to the photograph of the shooting in the street by the chief of police in South Vietnam when he shot the guerrilla suspect or the culprit. In the movie, he talks about seeing the movie The Deer Hunter.
Yeah.
And he talks about how he really was disturbed by a sequence in that movie. Can you tell us a little bit about the relationship of the movie to him?
Yes, well, apparently the director, Michael Cimino, carried around a photograph of Eddie's Saigon execution crumpled up in his pocket while he was making The Deer Hunter. And when Eddie saw The Deer Hunter and saw the Russian roulette scene, it upset him so much. He couldn't watch that scene because it brought home to him that moment when he had taken that 1/500th of a second shot of the police chief shooting the guerrilla point blank in the head.
This is a wonderful movie, and as I said at the outset of the show, it's a great movie to see early in the morning when you're up and clear and you can really grasp it. It's particularly wonderful, I think, for people who went through the Vietnam era. Those people who are younger probably want to get a little picture of what went on and what has led us to where we are today. We've been talking with Susan Morgan Cooper. Her movie, An Unlikely Weapon, is showing tomorrow afternoon at the Gene Siskel Film Center. We're going to give you an opportunity to get some free tickets to that if you call 773-508-9589. Susan, do you have any parting shots? Any way we can contact you? Any websites that you want people to know about?
Yes, actually, look on the website for the movie. It's anunlikelyweapon.com, and then you'll see how we're progressing. The film is going to be playing at theaters all over America, I'm glad to say, and then after that, it'll have a foreign distribution, and then look for it on television.
And then look for this little interview on www.youtube.com/HeartlandMedia. And I'm getting a message from the audience. I said free tickets. Say it again. I'm going to get another prompt. Free tickets. Call 773-508-9589. We're going to take a short musical break. Let's have a big round of applause for Susan Morgan Cooper. And everybody go see the film, An Unlikely Weapon. Thanks a lot.